Bill Carroll, Zenny62 Media. I'm working my way through the 2024-2025 watch list of college football players I believe to be sort of underappreciated and underrated. And I'm going to go with three players who started their careers at the FCS level, now playing at the FBS level, and well, two they're doing that, and one who went from Division II to FCS. I'm going to start with a very polished and powerful, though somewhat undersized, pass rusher named Jayden Broughton, who made his way from Benedict at the Division II level now to South Carolina State University, where he'll be playing at the FBS level. And while he was at Benedict, he teamed with a man named Lou Dinless to be one of the most devastating pass rush tandems in all of Division II. He was last year a AFCA All-American at the Division II level, had 56 total tackles, 35 of them solo, 10.5 sacks, 24 total tackles for loss, and was also a player who had three pass breakups, and then also did have a forced fumble and had, I think, also a fumble recovery. Yeah, had two forced fumbles and a fumble recovery. A little undersized, about probably 6'1" and 3/8, about 234 pounds. Means you probably have to learn to eventually become a linebacker at the next level, but is a terrific pass rusher, and I think getting a chance to show what he can do now at the FCS level will help his ability to possibly even get drafted, but he's definitely at least an undrafted free agent. Next, we're talking about a player who's moved all the way up from Bucknell to Minnesota. And while that might be maybe a lateral move or maybe a slight downward move academically, no offense to Minnesota, it is a big move up football-wise. In his career at Bucknell, he had 31 career games. In the career, had 154 tackles, 124 of them solo, which is very impressive because that's almost 76 or something percent of those solo tackles. 6.5 of those tackles for loss, including a sack, which you don't see all that often in a player that plays a fair amount of man and some zone. 25 pass breakups, including 5 career interceptions. And in last year, also he forced 2 fumbles. In just 9 games last year, he had 10 pass breakups and 3 interceptions. Very smart player and a good athlete. About 5'11" and a half, probably about 191 pounds, somewhere around there. Somewhere between 188 and 192. And then last but never least is Noah Smith. Of course, his school moved up entirely from the FCS to the FBS level at Sam Houston State University, now in Conference USA, from the Southland Conference. He broke out last year. He played a fair amount in 2022. 4 games, I should say a fair amount, played 4 games, but had 16 pass receptions for 100 yards and a score in just those 4 games, and then broke out last year when he was one of the best players, I think, in that conference. So he was all Southland in 2021 as a sophomore, and then because he started his career back in 2019, like I say, it's that extra year. We'll see what he decides to do about it. And then made all WAC in 2021, was the second team, and then, like I said, in 2023. They're in that transitional year in 2022, and now everything counts, right? Conference USA last year after leaving the WAC after just 1 season. In those 12 games, he was number 2 in the conference with 79 catches. He also had 73 receiving yards, 102 yards rushing, 8 total touchdowns between rushing and receiving, and had big games against good teams. 98 yards on 10 catches against Jacksonville State, solid team. 13 against Liberty, another very good team. 12 total touches for 131 yards and 2 touchdowns against Florida International University, and had back-to-back 115-yard receiving games against Louisiana Tech and Western Kentucky. All are some of the better teams that they faced last year. So these are all players I believe have a legitimate chance to play at the next level, and all of them are players that I think have helped themselves by moving maybe from where they were before, well, in case the whole program moved, but to where they may get a little more attention. This is Bill Carroll once again for Zenny62 Media, and I will talk to you again tomorrow.